Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and something a little bit different for the channel but that I think every desk setup needs. This is the Divoom Ditoo. Now this is a really awesome portable Bluetooth speaker, plus it's got a ton of games, daily activities, daily routines, plus a ton more built directly into this really nice retro looking machine. So let's take a look. Now the Ditoo comes in 5 different colours from black, pink, white, green and blue, and they all have a very nice pastel design to the keys as you can see here. Now at the moment you can pick it up for around £69 here in the UK, and of course it's going to be linked in that description down below. But how good is the speaker, the activities you can do, and the overall fit and finish? Well, starting off with the design, it's got a really nice feel to the actual design itself. It's got a very retro feel to it as you can see here, and just in general it also feels a bit modern in regards to the keyboard setup that we've currently got here at the moment. The speaker itself does look very nice, and we will get onto a sound test later on in the video, but one of the main things you're going to be interacting with is going to be that keyboard. Now the keys themselves, you've got 6 different keys on here with different functions which we'll get onto, and in general it actually feels really nice. It's also fully backlit as well, so if you do want to use this in a darker environment, or again just to have it look really nice on your desk, you've got some different levels of dimming that you can choose from, and again it looks really nice pretty much in any setup environment. Now the keys themselves, I'm not sure exactly what the switches are, however having a look online and also having a look at the actual switches, they do look very much like Cherry MX Blue switches, and from the sound test they also sound like them too. And that's not a bad thing by any means. If you've ever used a fully mechanical gaming keyboard for example, then you're going to feel right at home using these switches. Now don't get me wrong, you're not going to have to use lightning quick reactions with anything to do with this machine, but just in general it's nice that you've got some really nice keys here to actually interact with, and again they feel and look very nice. So I'm just going to pop this key back on here, and then we're going to get onto a sound test so you guys can hear exactly how these keys sound. Now you do also have a very small chrome joystick here as well, which again is used to navigate and basically use an enter button when navigating the system. The keys themselves do have different functions, from the mode function, volume up and down, skip, go back tracks, the lighting, plus they've all got other functions as well depending on what you're actually doing on the screen. But speaking of the screen, what can you actually do with this thing? Well, actually quite a lot. You can use it as a daily planner, sleep aid, smart alarms, and you've got a ton more functionality built in as well. You've also got a ton of games to choose from. You can get notifications from things like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, plus a ton more. And like I mentioned, you've got these really awesome mini games. So you've got things like Tetris, Snake, which actually do function very nicely. You've got a ton to choose from here, and the menus themselves aren't the most intuitive. As you can see here, I'm going through a load of different games, but it doesn't really give any information in regards to what it is, what it does. You kind of just have to go into it and try it out for yourselves. Now again, that's not a bad thing. Here I've only got Tetris, and again it works extremely well. The keys are very responsive, the screen itself does also look very nice as well. And with regards to that screen, that's one of the key points about this, and again it's something you're going to be looking at a lot. So you've got 256 full RGB self-programmable LEDs. Now it's going to come in at 16 by 16 pixels, so yes, the pixel density isn't going to be massive, but it allows you to create some really nice pixel artwork and animations, and again it just looks really retro. Now you do also have that speaker built in as well, which is going to be a 10-watt speaker. Now it does say on the website that it's going to give you 360-degree sound, but we'll get onto the sound test in a minute. But the speaker itself isn't the biggest thing out there, so I'm not really too sure how that's going to sound. Now the main thing that I would use this for though is just having it as a clock on the desk, and again if you do want to do anything else with it, it's very easy to do so, and it can can take up a little bit of time, but there is also some strange stuff built in. Now you can also use it to get the weather with a 5-day forecast showing the temperature. You can use it for voice memos for up to 60 seconds as well, and you can also use it as a DJ mixer with a built-in application that you can use on Android or iOS. So again, what you can do here is a ton of stuff, but again, it's not going to be for everyone. Now playback time is going to be around 8 hours. Now that's going to be using the screen, whether that's for games or having the visual art as you can see here, and it's going to take around 4 hours to charge fully. It's got a 3000 mAh battery built in, so again, in regards to battery life, it's not going to be too bad. You've got Bluetooth 5.0 built in, and it only weighs around 505 grams, so it's not going to be too heavy, but it definitely has some density to it, which makes it feel very premium. Now you do also have full media control playback, so again, if I start playing a song here on my OnePlus 7T, you can see then that it's going to show the name of the song on the screen. However, for longer song titles, it sometimes cuts it off, which again isn't really a deal breaker. Now you can also go forward and backwards on track using the built-in keyboard, so again, if I go forward a couple of tracks here, you can see that it's going to switch that up really nicely. Now you can also change the volume as well. It will have an indicator on screen to show when you're going up and down volume, and again you can see then that that's going to be reflected on your device. So in regards to a music listening device, it's actually quite good. The controls are very responsive. Now I've used some Bluetooth devices, whether it's headphones or speakers, where there can be a little bit of a delay in regards to what you're actually doing on your phone or the speaker, so it's great to see that with Bluetooth 5.0 built in, that this is very quick and very responsive to translate what's on your phone onto the actual screen itself. Now speaking of the phone, you do also have a Divoom application, which basically allows you to control your screen, change all the options, and basically customize it any way that you want to. So as you can see here with the clock, for example, you can go through, choose different options, set it to 24-hour or 12-hour times. You've then also got a lighting option to basically use as a nightlight if you want to, and you can choose pretty much any color that you want to, turn it on or off, and again you've got different options. Now the next page is the weird page. The application doesn't really have many labels to it, so I'm not really sure what the buttons at the bottom do, but it changes stuff on screen, but it mainly just says things like hot and has pictures of pixelated women, which looks a bit strange. You've then got basically what is a screensaver, so you've got a ton of different color options, animations, and it is actually very smooth for something that doesn't really have many pixels or a super high refresh rate, which is definitely something to keep in mind. You do also have music visualizers as well, so if you do want to change how this is going to look, then you can do. So if I go ahead and play the music again, you can see the visualizer in the background is going to go along with the music, so again it can look quite nice depending on what you've actually got on the screen. You've then got your own personal section, and this is where you're going to find your pixel art and then put it on the actual screen itself with the buttons along the bottom here. So as you can see here, what we've got on screen is basically your own way to make your own art or your own animations, which for me is a little bit too complicated, so it's great to see that there are a ton of options out there from some people that are way more talented than I am at pixel art. So let's take a look at some of the things that they can do. Once you get onto the main middle screen is where you're going to basically find the library of all of the animations and pictures that you've got access to. And there is a ton of different options to choose from. Now the thing that I really like is how quickly, like I mentioned, the actual application interacts with the screen. If I click on one of these artworks here, you can see that it's going to automatically put it onto my screen, super quick, super simple, to let you guys see exactly how that's going to look. It basically does it instantly, so again there's no waiting around, no loading, no awkwardness. As soon as you see something you like, you can have it on your screen in a matter of seconds. And there are thousands of these different artworks to choose from, and again, if you want to favourite some, then you can do, or you can actually follow specific artists if you like a bunch of work that they actually do. You'd also then have a music tab because this does have a built-in DAB radio, so again, if you want to listen to any radio station that you can think of, then this is directly built into the application, and then the sound is going to come directly out of the speaker. Quite a nice feature to have. Now the settings are a little bit bare bones. You've got your account settings plus the LED settings, so you can have things like show 24-hour time, display song titles, change the light intensity as well. So again, if it may be a little bit too bright for certain rooms, then you can change that if you want to. And you can also change things like the startup logo, the temperature display as well. So again, you can customize it and basically make it your own. The light intensity is also really nice. It doesn't really come across on video, but this screen does get extremely bright, and even with my studio lights on here at the moment, you can basically still see everything that's on the screen. So again, it shows how bright it is even in a very brightly lit room. But how does the actual speaker sound? Now they do make a big deal about the speaker being very good, 360 audio, a ton of bass, so I've done my best to try and record the speaker and let you guys decide for yourself how it actually sounds. For me though, it actually doesn't sound too bad, but again, don't let me be the judge. Listen to this music and let me know in the comments what you think of the speaker itself.
I know it don't show, but I'm falling. Cigarette smoke, sick from drinking. Baby, don't think I will save you, but I'll tell you the things we can do if you give in. There is nothing to be broken. Hear this moment. Don't let me think back. Give me what I need. Just wanna forget. Don't need time to breathe. Two hearts pumping blood. Beating up for fun. Caress my bruises. Don't wanna go deep. Do it again and again, babe.
And that's going to do it guys for this video. Now I'm going to have the Divoom Ditoo linked in the description down below, so if you guys want to pick one up for yourselves then you can do. Now I know this video was maybe a little bit longer than it needed to be for such a simple product, but it's because I actually enjoyed using it and it was actually really nice to film with these awesome retro colours and look. Now if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and if you've got any questions or comments, let me know in the comments section or hit me up on Twitter at Copper vs Glass. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating would be greatly appreciated, but again, if you didn't, a dislike is perfectly fine. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so, and also while you're down there, turn on notifications so that you're notified anytime that I post a brand new video here on the channel. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.